welcome back to my channel. My name's Jamila and this is Jamila Creates, where we create beautiful things. And today we are doing Barbiecore. So I've been meaning to do this one for a while, but I had other projects and then I was sick and other things got in the way and yada yada yada, but I've been promising this and here it is. So you'll see me take this adorable pair of pink capris that I found at a thrift store and transform them into an adorable mini skirt. Actually, the capris I found at the capris I found were not adorable, but I turned them into something adorable, and they were this cute shade of hot pink, so perfect for Barbiecore. In addition to that, we're also doing the kickoff of a challenge that I have for other crafters. Anyone who crafts in the comments, I would like you to participate on social media, and that is called the Messy Room Challenge. So I haven't cleaned my room in a while. I had a craft fair, and then I was sick. Mystery illness, not COVID, so that's good. I mean, I tested negative for COVID. And then my dad had COVID, so it was a whole thing. And so I haven't gotten the chance to clean my area, but I was running behind on videos, so, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So I have a very messy area that you will see in a minute. Ah! Yeah, horrifying. So, we will be crafting in there, and I also just want to prove to you that you can be a crafter, you can do sewing and all this stuff, even if you have very limited room or limited organizational space. For me, I just don't organize. I have the space, I'm very lucky, but I just don't organize, but I haven't always had the space. So it really just depends on your setup, but you can do it no matter how much space you have. So here we go. So the first thing I did was cut open the crotch on the pants. You can see I just want to cut along that seam in between the legs. Then what you want to do is you want to take them inside out and just seam rip from the top to the bottom of the crotch where it pokes out now that you've cut it apart. And that is just to give yourself some extra fabric if you want to overlap. I ended up cutting parts of it and seam ripping parts of it. You want to have it be as straight as possible, just kind of close to the waistband so that it runs into the waistband and doesn't run over. Then I got to fight with the lack of space on my desk in order to flatten it so that the side seams are together and the crotch is like in the middle. That way, well, the crotch pieces that I cut out, that way I can cut the hem straight with my roto blade, but I struggled making room. I also want to mention that before I even started this, I tried on the pants and I marked with pencil where I wanted to cut it, and that was a couple inches underneath the hem, so that I have, a couple inches longer than what I want, so that I have room for the hem. And so now I'm just using my ruler to cut the hem evenly, having placed it like I did before very carefully because of the lack of space on the table, but I did make it work. I'm just cutting it in pieces, as you can see. Okay, so I'm not going to show you all the back view because that shows my butt, but this is what it looks like. Hang on. Clutter challenge is real. Okay. Clutter challenge is real. This is what it looks like as of right now. You see how it really wants to be that like tight shape? That's not my favorite shape, but I'm not making this for me. I'm making it to sell, so that's fine. It's just going where the pant used to go. If I wanted to make it an A-line, what I would have to do is I would have to take the side seams out and add fabric to that too. And that's more of a full taking apart operation. Besides, I feel like this is more Barbie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remember how little this is asking for, and on the back it's also asking for very little. I might even measure like what's comfortable, a comfortable gap between my legs, and that's how much fabric I need to put in this triangle. So I took the extra fabric I'm going to be using from my from the legs of my skirt, and I just used an iron to fold over um, the pieces right there. What I didn't show on camera is I also sewed front and back together down to a certain point, so I like reattached it down until the kind of triangle that I thought made sense with the 3-inch measurement between each of the corners there that I had. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to place the triangle underneath the insert piece underneath the top piece that I have here. I'm just measuring to make sure that it's my 3 inches before I go. And then on the back, I'm going to trim it a little bit so that the back insert piece has a little bit of seam allowance over top of the other piece. And that is because I'm actually going to be folding the back piece to intersect with the actual skirt hem to make kind of a faux flat felled type of seam with my insert. You'll see, I just thought that would look really good and look really clean, especially since I have to do, well, don't have to, but because I want to do 2 straight stitches to hold it together anyway. So you can see I've done my seams here, and I did 1 seam from the inside or bottom and 1 seam from the outside. And then after all of that, you can see how clean it looks. I'm just cutting my threads there, but after all of that, I then did a zigzag stitch along the top there where they meet, just to hold everything in place. Now I suggest you make sure that you've done your top stitching all the way to the top if you want to do it, because I am going to do it before you do your tacking, because I like to use a little zigzag to tack it. And now you can see that I'm just going to demonstrate how to do the exact same thing on the back again, just to make sure that you got it. explainer. So I had two of these and now I just have one because I seam ripped this one and then I trimmed it, and how I trimmed it was that I measured up about where I wanted everything to sit on here. So we're pretending this is a waistband, and I moved this a little bit off center. It's gonna be sewed down like this, but I moved this a little bit off center because I want it to look like a real center front piece. So the seam is here even though the front seam is here. And then I just lined it up flat and straight. Oh, so it must be a little bit over here. I lined it up flat and straight, and you can see I have a little bit of overlap here. That's fine because I'm thinking that I want to like fold this open and sew it on top of this. And then this actually was perfect when I put it down. So I started from here and then just trimmed off the excess on this side. So I actually did measure this flat to make sure it was right, and flat it is about 14.5 inches. And then I added a little bit of seam allowance here and here. If you want to do that with numbers, of course yours will be different, but I basically took it from side seam to side seam, flat like this. And we're only doing this for the front. For the back, we're going to leave it stretchy so that it can come on and off, but I don't want this to have the look of an elasticized waistband. So next I'm going to do a tough zigzag stitch right here with my sewing foot with my sewing needle, excuse me, that can do a strong, gosh, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. With my sewing needle, that's a top stitch needle. So I'm going to take my top stitch needle and just do a strong zigzag right here, and that is to keep the elastic in place. I'm going to do that on this side as well to protect that. So far the messy table actually is not throwing me, it's just making me not want to come down here as much, which is not great, but not that bad either. Once I do that, I'm going to seam rip the entire front, which I'll do off camera because it might be a lot. And then right sides together, we sew on the new and improved front waistband. And of course after that I will be putting a button right here just for decoration if I can find. Yes, 2 of these came on the capri part of the pants. I lost the other one, so I guess the messy desk is throwing me a little, but I still have this, and I think it would be a very cute Barbiecore thing to have it right here. You can't see that right here. So that's what I'm working with today. And of course there is the hem, which is just a hem. There's nothing special about the hem. I might need to cut this a bit more straight before I do the hem actually. But you know, that's it. So, oh, it's a little bit of an A-line shape actually at the bottom. It like flares a little. If I wanted to do something about that, what I could do is take in the sides just a little bit. We'll see how I'm feeling after I do the waistband. All right, the zigzag right here is done. So you can see I did on both sides, just along that waistline. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seam ripper and just rip this seam right here. And you can see that where the pocket interacts, I'm going to have to rip that too, right here and up here. But once I get all of this ripped out, I can then work on installing the new front waistband. And again, we are not touching the back. The back is golden, but the front we're replacing. Now is going to be way too big because we need this gathering back. So just go through about here. Move it folded up with a gathering stitch. I have this sewn together. I'm just going to iron it like this. I also top stitched it and a zigzag on the inside to keep it clean. So I'm going to iron it down flat as best I can so that I'm not getting these gathers all messed up. But just to make sure that it hits downward, because it keeps trying to creep upward. Might be smart to like tack it with glue, but I don't like using glue in my designs, so maybe not. We are almost done. I tried it on, it fits like a glove. I'm going to save the hem for last, but it's just going to be a double fold hem, fold it once, fold it twice, so over, so I won't really do a tutorial on that, but I do very much want to do these things, belt loops. So I'm thinking of just grabbing portions of this, cutting it up, and using those. And I want to just place one, oh, these might be too short, but I can at least show you the vibe. One here, one here, kind of covering this up, although I'm not sure if it'll go over all this, so I might have to have it be like here. One here, and one here. So in order to do that, I think we're going to want it bigger than this, so I'm just going to take this. The problem is we'll have to flip these inside out, but I think that can be done fairly easily. I'm going to take this, measure it out compared to this, so I think I want it to be this big. That way it can fold over and under. Oops. This big. Now I'm going to take that and cut it. Oh, I do need one in the center back, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take this long one and cut it 4 more times, and then I'm going to flip this whole thing inside out, and we'll have the bases of our belt loop. Okay, I didn't have enough for all 5, but that's fine because that can just be the one that doesn't get a belt loop. I don't think the back needs one. It's got this thing. In fact, these belt loops are for show and for hanging things off of. They're not going to be functional for a belt, because why would you need a belt when it's fitted to the back of you with a waistband? So normally one would put interfacing in these. I guess I could do interfacing on one side of each of these and then flip them inside out. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because these are actually stretchy, and I feel like over time that would warp it. So maybe I'll do interfacing on both sides of these and then flip them right side out. I'm also going to seam rip a little bit here and a little bit here on each side. I still want them to be like sewed together because I don't want to have to redo that. But if I can seam rip them both, then I'll be able to tuck them in and top stitch. Back to the messy desk challenge portion of this video. You see how cute this button is? You know what would make it even cuter? Another one right here. It came with another one. The only problem is the other one is missing, and it would be literally like searching for a needle in a haystack. So I'm going to do that, and in the meantime, comment below if your workspace is also messy. Also, please like and subscribe, and you can follow me on my other social medias. I'll have it at the bottom of the video. Until then, happy sewing!